Hey, welcome back to Six Back Garage, Phoenix, Arizona. So I did a short video on some fittings that you use on your O2 sensors. On my 2015 Escalade, has about 260,000 miles, and it was getting PO 420 and 430 codes. So I'm normally very skeptical when it comes to taking any kind of shortcut. It usually doesn't work. So I was skeptical, but you know, things aren't cheap these days. Most of us don't have a lot of money sitting around to spend on things. And catalysts are, you know, a couple $100 to $1,700, depending on the quality and things like that. So it was a very cheap option to try. $18 was the gamble. So I figured, okay, I'll try it. And this was actually one of the very few times that something like that actually worked. So it was very simple to install. These fittings are sold as industrial fittings for obvious reasons, but very simple to install. They appear to have a catalyst material in them. I'm not sure exactly what's in there, but they do work. I'll put like a before and after of the OBD2 sensor, where I did a live monitor of the data coming from those sensors before and after. So I think that kind of illustrates what's happening. I think the sensor readings they appear to be out of range or kind of all over the place before the fittings, and then they seem to be very stable and what I believe to be within range in the after video that I'll put somewhere right here. So yes, for $18 it worked. The car's been driven probably 200 miles and the code still hasn't come back. So eventually I do plan on putting a new catalyst on there, but I wanted to make sure that was the problem. Wanted to make sure it wasn't a sensor issue. I didn't want to start replacing sensors. I don't want to throw a parts cannon at it, because parts are expensive and they're not very good quality these days. So I'd like to stick with OEM parts as long as possible and try to make sure I can diagnose the issue before I start throwing parts at it. So now that I put those fittings on, I'm very confident I know what the problem is, and I know it's not the sensors. So anyways, I wanted to give you a better explanation of what happened with that and how that worked, and I hope that it helps somebody out there. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.